Hey guys, Jim from Red Rock Off-Road. Hope you guys are having a good night. Little Project Banshee update. It's been a little while. We've been a little bit busy with state coming off of COVID restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So the Banshee, she's been pushed back a little bit, but we're still making progress on it. Also, we ran into some time delays due to creature comforts, if you will. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So, one of the other videos we posted, I think you saw me sitting on a rim because I didn't have seats. Short version is when it comes out of even short version. When it comes to seats, seats are critical, absolutely critical in an off-road rig. And I say critical meaning they have to work for you. Yes, stock seats work just fine for 90% of the people, but the minute you really get into some off-roading and some more technical stuff and rock crawling and things of that and more off-camber situations, the stock seats and the stock seat belts, you begin to operate beyond their limits. And what I mean by beyond their limits is you're not held in that seat. You're not wrapped in that seat. Your stock seat belts allow for so much body movement, and at the same time they lock up at the wrong times with the what are those called? Geo sensors in them, whatever. The accelerometer sensors or all the sensors that are in that seat belt, they'll lock up on you at inopportune times. So when you advance yourself to the next level of wheeling and getting into the more technical stuff, not only do you want to upgrade your vehicle, you want to upgrade your suspensions, you want to give you some protection, you want to go to a roll cage, some kind of added cage. There's a big discussion on that stuff. Some protection is better than no protection at all. So, but moving forward with counting cages is keeping your butt planted in the seats. And that means going to a better seat. That means if you don't go to a better seat, put in a harness bar. Move up to a 4-point harness. PRP makes some awesome harnesses nowadays. And they make a narrow harness, they make a wide harness, they make all kinds of different variations of harnesses. And then you can get into a bolt-in harness bar if you don't want to go into a full cage right now. Make those simple changes, protect yourself, protect the people you're wheeling with. So, bringing that full around, seats are the one thing that you put the most time into in the Jeep. Your butt stays in that seat all the time. Comfort things, seats and radios. Two things you use the most in a Jeep outside the gas pedal. So the seat process for this is very important. When you're building the rig from scratch, getting the right seats for you in your particular size and height and weight and all those kind of good stuff is extremely important. That's a critical piece needed inside the rig that you can move forward with other portions of the build. I know I was playing with the steering wheel the other day in another video. The short version is my steering wheel bracketry is just tacked in there because we knew that we weren't finished with the seats. I'm not gonna weld my steering wheel in unless I have the seats for myself. Motorcycle. Unless I have the seats that I'm running in the rig. So we first started off, honestly, with a set of Mastercraft seats. Our vendor had them in stock. We were looking to keep the project moving forward. Not my first choice, not gonna lie, but they had them. So we ordered up a set of Mastercraft seats for the rig. They do make a great seat, I won't say that. I just knew what I wanted, but we ended up going with those set of Mastercrafts. So what happened is that Mastercrafts are, they've got a certain limit. They're like, yes, they fit up to X amount of wide waist and a standard this and a standard that. And then numerically, the numbers looked right. Numerically on the paper, they looked right. The mounting solution looked like it was applicable. All these kind of things looked right. And what happened is we bought these seats. They showed up. We didn't even put them in the rig. We pulled it out of the box. We set it down on a platform. I went to sit in the seat. I'm not a small guy, but based on their specs, this seat was supposed to work for me. No way it was happening. The way that the seats was designed, the harness bars, the harness slots were 2-3 inches way below my shoulder line, which means the harness would be going up over my shoulders and back down and then back through the seat again, which is not optimal when you're dealing with harness placement and using them how they're supposed to be used. Secondly, the seat had some wide molded wings on it that came out quite a bit, just like a shoulder wing. And for me, put my shoulder, and every time I pulled back, I was digging right into the shoulder wing. And that was my experience with the seat. Danny sat in the seat too, and you know, we're quite different stature, but at the same time, that seat, it didn't fit Dan very well either. And he drives a manual, so there's no way that he could have used those seats in his Jeep, because of being able to have to shift back and forth where those shoulder wings were, just every time, right in the shoulder wing. So short version is those things went back. What I did is I traveled there. I ended up going to Phoenix for a couple weeks. And when I was in Phoenix, I actually took the 5-hour drive over to see the guys at PRP. Yes, PRP. So we drove 5 hours over to California. We took our COVID protections, obviously. But we got over to California, we went to PRP, we got inside the showroom, which is awesome. And I was able to sit in, well, they have 20 to 30 different seats in their showroom, and I was able to sit in their seats. Now, some seats I fit in real nice, some seats are definitely not designed for me. And I sat in Enduros, I sat in the Summits, I sat in the Rally Sports, I sat in a whole bunch of them. I sat in the Comp Elites as well. And they happen to have a set of Comp Elites in their showroom, in their display area. And they were 2 inches wider than the standard seat. And when I sat in those seats, I'm like, oh, this seat feels comfortable. As soon as I sat my big butt down in that seat, I felt secured, I felt wrapped, I felt snug, but I didn't feel completely restricted. So that's how you want to feel. You want to feel snug, you want to keep yourself from being jostled around, but you still need to be able to move your arms and steer and turn on switches and flip wiper controls and shift gears and do all kinds of stuff. So you need to find that seat that works for you. So I sat in those seats, I liked them a lot. I ended up sitting in the Enduros, I like that a lot. The Enduros is one of their common seats for the Jeeps applications. So that's a common upgrade. They're more or less almost a direct fit for the Jeeps. So I didn't buy anything that day because you can, you know, with custom ordered seats, be it PRP or anybody else, for the most part, you can get them custom stitched and custom matched and logos put in them and all kinds of different color schemes for them. And I wasn't committed to a color scheme at the time, so I didn't order anything. We bought some shirts. We were able to play with the harnesses and see the different style harnesses that they had available. Physically put our hands on them, touch them, see how they worked, what conveniences they had, what drawbacks they had, if any, things of that nature. So that was great to be able to go out there and put hands on the different product, put our butts in the seats, as well as talk to the guys from PRP. So venturing back home, going through the PRP website, and PRP runs a warehouse deals. And again, we're sitting there going, okay, we need to keep this project moving. We need to get seats in this thing. We need to get the steering wheel set up. We need to keep moving forward. We need these seats. So scrolling through the warehouse section, I came across a pair of black Enduro seats. Great warehouse price on it. They're black. Doesn't matter what our color scheme was. We got black seats. Cool. Talked to the cats over at PRP. Told them what we're doing. They said, yep, we got them. They're available. We'll get them shipped out in the next 24 to 48 hours, which they did. They got them shipped out. I remember those seats got hung up at FedEx too. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Everything gets hung up at FedEx lately. So after waiting an additional couple weeks, we waited 3 weeks for those seats to come from FedEx.
They were about 15 miles away from the shop for 3 weeks, though.
I know, right? So I actually drove over to FedEx. I was able to pick up one of the 2 seats, bring it back, and we ended up working with that one, while the other one they were still trying to find. Needless to say, we got a seat, which is what we needed to move the project forward. This was April. So this was back in April. We were dealing with the seats, this aspect of it. So we got the Enduro, which is a beautiful seat. It is honestly a beautiful seat. It's a low side seat and uses more of an inner bolster to keep you set in the seat than side bolsters, which is great for daily drivers. Your Jeep is more of a daily driver. That way getting in and out of it is much easier than anything that has a side bolster or deep bolster or anything of that nature. So that's one thing to consider. So the Enduros was a nice seat. However, for me, again, we put the Enduros in the seat. Where the harness slots lined up on my shoulders was not the most optimal position for me. And honestly, even though I didn't mind the Enduros, I wasn't feeling the same way that I felt when I sat in the Comp Elites at PRP. So we had a big discussion about it. And again, coming full circle in the conversation about seats, you spend all your time in the Jeep in that seat. You need to be comfortable and you need to be safe. And getting the right mix of those two pieces is imperative and will benefit you so much more as you continue to own your Jeep and you continue to wheel your Jeep. If you're comfortable in the seat, you're more comfortable in your Jeep and you're having more fun. If you're uncomfortable sitting in the rig, you're not going to want to be in the rig. You're not going to want to be wheeling. You're not going to enjoy your time. So put the time into figuring out what's right for you. Put the money into it. Get the right seats for you and have fun and be comfortable in the rig. So we decided, so be it, get the seats that I felt comfortable in, make it happen. We'll deal with the delay on the project again because we needed to order custom seats. Those custom seats, while PRP produces them rather quickly, it's still on the average 4 weeks to get a set of seats. So once we said, okay, we want a set of seats, we sat there, we designed the seats, we played with color schemes and so on and so forth, and made our final decisions, called up PRP, talked to them about the situation, and the Enduros and this, that, and the other thing that all related to it. And the guys at PRP, again, awesome, just awesome to deal with. You know, especially us as a vendor. We're an authorized vendor for PRP. Anything that you want from PRP, you can get from us, so we can deal with it. Processing your orders, get you orders in, and all that kind of good stuff. If you have any issues with it, which I don't think you will, it's up to us to take care of it, make them right, and work with PRP to resolve it if it needs to even be resolved. So what we did, we put our order in. The guys were awesome. They said 4 weeks. Moved on. Fast forward to last week, Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there. We got 2 big boxes from PRP. We didn't have to go to FedEx and stand in line for an hour to try and get them. They actually showed up here at our facility, which in itself was fantastic. But I do think they were sitting at FedEx for a week or so.
They were.
Yeah, they were sitting there for a week, but we didn't have to go chasing them, so that was great. So we got my Comp Elites, which is what I sat in.
What I want to know is who at FedEx do I get to send the Moody Redhead to so I don't have to hear where my seats are anymore? That's what I want to know. I want that phone number. Anyway.
These things happen. So what happens when you get kicked off the FedEx property for a minute? I don't recall that. But anyways, I'm saying it's alleged that these things happen.
Let's just say we go to bat for our customers.
We do. We try and get our customers parts, and sometimes might get a little hot-headed, but it is what it is. So we got our seats for the Banshee, Comp Elites, and some wild colors, man.
I don't know, man. All I see is a bag behind you.
That's all right. They're protected from the environment. So we got the Comp Elites. We did the exact same thing we did with every other seat. We pulled it right out of the box. We threw it on a piece of plywood on a tire, sat right down in it. God, I was happy. As soon as I sat down in it, I was comfortable. I knew I was doing the right thing. I felt good. The shoulder straps holes. We had custom ordered it. Again, you can do anything you want to with these seats. I ordered the seats 2 inches wider, and I ordered them 2 inches taller. So the actual back of the seats 2 inches taller, which brought my harness slots up to where they needed to be for my application. So my seats are designed for me. Passengers are going to get locked in there as well, but for me, driving the rig, 99% of the time behind the wheel, you know, if somebody else wants to drive this, you know, they can, but this is my rig, so it's built for me. So, you want to take a look at the seats? Sneak through the plastic.
I want to know if you got me a phone book yet or not so I can use it.
Not yet. So there we go. I'm not taking the plastics off because we're still in design stage and I still want to keep them protected.
Let's talk about this red over here. What do we got
that?
going on?
Don't worry about that red. That red's going to be important later on in the build.
Might be a little sneak peek going on there.
There you go. So what I did with these, because these are off-roads, you know, my Jeep's going to see 90% trail. I went with a little bit different option. I didn't go with leather because it's just gonna be hot and sticky. I didn't go with the leather. I didn't go with the vinyl. I went with a durable material for the backing. So my back is actually Cordura. It's a Cordura, like a Carhartt duck cloth material. For breathability, I did go with tweed on the sides because that's where your shoulders are gonna be resting, and the sides of your back. So you want that to breathe. Tweed's gonna be easy to clean up. Not as easy as vinyl leather, but for the environment, I want the breathability of the material. And then to throw the mix up a little bit, I went with some neon green writing and stitching. So just wanted to break up the color scheme. I think it looks pretty cool. And it's neon green stitching all the way through it. All the stitching's neon green. So I think it's pretty cool. They do a fantastic job with building their seats. I got a single cutout up here for the harness bar, for the harnesses. There's a 5-point cutout for the submarine belt, right in there. Nice big pockets on the side here. There's my hand on the other side of the plastic. Nice big pockets for the side of your side lap belts, which is just awesome things to consider. The seat's a suspension seat, so the ride is going to be fantastic. As well as the lower seat pad in this thing is completely removable. You can grab it, pull it out, dust it off, clean out your seat, put the seat pad back in. If it wears out, if it gets weathered, so on and so forth, you can send your seat back in. So your seat cushion back in, get it redone, get it all brand new for you. I love them. I'm extremely happy with them. So that's where Project Banshee is right now. We've got the seat in there. We're gonna move the steering wheel back over to the center of me. Right now, she's off just a little bit, maybe about 3/4 inch off center.
Yeah, but so are you, so it should be fine.
Right? I'm a little bit off center, maybe more than 3/4 inch, but it's okay. I get a job done. So with the steering wheel a little off center, I can feel it. You naturally feel where the center is. And for me, when I sit in there, we tacked it in based on another seat, and right now it's just 3/4 inches off center. So we're gonna move that over, test it one more time, get the dash panels adjusted correctly, because everything is related when you're building a rig like this. I can't cut my dash panels yet because I wasn't 100% on my steering. That's why we cut them out of blue plastic. So I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but the dash panels are starting to go together. These are mock-up panels. They're made out of plastic so that we're not wasting aluminum material, which is a perfect example, the steering wheel. So we need to move the steering wheel over 3/4 inches, which means that cutout gets moved over 3/4 inch. We go from there. Doing some mock-up with some layouts in the interior as far as what my accessories are gonna be. My digital dash, our rugged radio. We got an RM60 radio, 60-watt unit going in there. Regular car radio, gotta have my tunes. And then we're mocking up some switch panels, and we'll also have an intercom in here, and shifters and all that good stuff. We called Atlas, talked to the guys over at Atlas beginning of last week as well. Put our order in for the Atlas T-case. Yes, get an Atlas. We went back and forth on a 2-speed versus a 4-speed. And even going with the guys with Atlas, talking with the guys from Atlas, Vic is awesome. We went round and round in the discussion, and based on the drivetrain that's going in here, the horsepower rating and all that kind of stuff, the general consensus and their years of experience basically said just go with a 2-speed. So we ordered a 3.0 to 1 transfer case for it, standard Atlas 2-speed. I was really wanting that 4-speed with the 8-to-1 crawl multiplier, but the guys at Atlas talked me out of it, said with the horsepower and the torque and all that kind of stuff, we're not going to need that. Which I knew. I just thought it'd be cool to have a third lever in there, another lever. Why not? But the 4-speed crawler is just not recommended for the high horsepower drive lines. And she's gonna have some high horsepower. Yeah, naturally aspirated LS V8 is what's going in this rig.
Ooh, wait, what? Did you just let that slip?
I did. I didn't let slip again which one's going in there, but it's an LS. It is a small block. And the cool thing about the LS series small blocks is there's an awful lot of small blocks. And from the outside, they all look the same. 4.8s, 5.3s, 6.0s, 6.2s, 7.0s, 7.4s. You know, if you put all those LS small blocks next to each other, no intakes on them, you have no idea which one's which is one of the cool things about small block.
Unless you know where the numbers are.
Unless you know where the numbers are. But yeah, so that small block platform that they have is fantastic. So yes, we have an LS small block going in here. I just ordered the cam for it last week. I got it set up with Texas Speed, so we're an authorized dealer for Texas Speed now as well. LS parts, they got some Hemi parts too, but they're pretty much LS kings.
We also are an Atlas dealer as well.
Yeah, sorry, we have been an Atlas dealer, but we're reaffirmed with that. So advanced adapters, Atlas, so be it. Dealer programs there. Again, you're looking for some parts, give us a call. You know, we're working on our marketing, we're working on our cataloging, we're working on our website. If you've got something for your Jeep you're looking or considering, give us a call, talk to us. We don't have a lot of stuff out there as much as we should or we want to be at this point, but we're getting it there. Give us a call. 99.9% of the time we have it, we can get it, and we can give you an honest answer about it, and we probably used it. We've got Atlas in our vehicles as well. So let's see what else we got. Probably enough for tonight, and we'll try and get the other one, the next update here a little bit sooner, and keep you guys fed with information on this project. We'll probably go into the frame next time and talk about that. So appreciate you guys watching it. Listen to me ramble on about seats. Get seats that are comfortable, get seats that are safe, get yourself safe harnesses to keep you locked in those seats. Have a good time while you're wheeling. We all want to make it out. Rollovers happen, flips happen. You need to be safe, you need to be secure. All right, guys, I'm going to quit. We'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.